this consumption is like fulfilling a need. And it might be, but it's a false need. And that makes me so angry because it's marketing. We need to change marketing and business, like sustainable business. Like I really struggle having a business that it depends on consumerism because I don't want people to buy things that they don't need.
Like anger can be used as a force for good. And yes, our society is built on consumerism and keeping the illusion alive that we can buy our way. Yeah, we can buy our way into wholeness.
You can get really overwhelmed by all the doom and gloom of it all. And I think that's something that we definitely need to be addressing, especially considering the mental health crisis and all this other stuff that's hitting everybody right now. And it's, in order to be effective at making change, somehow being able to spend things in a positive, hopeful way is so important. Mm-hmm. I was also on a slightly different tangent here, talking about clothing and having lots of it that you don't necessarily need and feeling that guilt. I just got my duffel bags shipped here from after Beijing. They give us so much free clothes from the U.S. Olympic Committee, and they just showed up in my house today. Long story short, there's 3 giant duffel bags with stuff that I probably won't wear that often, to be honest, because it's designed for a very specific event. It's covered in logos, which I don't really want to walk around all year with, like USA Olympic team stuff wearing like all the time. I don't know. And like, I need to figure out what to do with it. And it's just, every time I see that sort of stuff, it's just, we got 3 or 4 times as much stuff as we really needed, at least, for an event like that. And it's so wasteful. And
my experience with like the Olympic stuff as well is it ends up being up to the individual about how you get rid of your excess Olympic kit. So if you think about it, you might find ways to gift it or to donate it, but if other people like aren't thinking about it, it might just get sent to the landfill. And a lot of the uniform has like synthetic fibers in it, which means that they're not even going to break down in the same way that natural fibers will. And that impacts the land, and if it leaches into the water, it impacts the water system as well.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And it's interesting because like the whole, what we mentioned at the very start of this talk is the single biggest thing we can do impact wise with textiles is to wear it more. So trying to put this sort of stuff in the hands of somebody who would actually wear it, not just hang it on a wall or not just have it sit in a closet. I mean, it's such an emotional thing because you work your whole life towards something, and if you make it, and it's such a huge thing to make that, and like suddenly you're going to remember this event forever, and this is has so much emotional attachment to you. But from my perspective, I feel like you don't need 3 duffel bags worth of stuff to do that. You could have a few items that are really good, nice quality items that you will wear for the rest of your life and hold on to. But so much of it, it's just not, it's not going to get used. Like we said, we got to wear it more. So
I think there's just too many of us running a super fast-paced life, and that we just don't really give many things a second thought. And I think that's one of the big problems, which leads to the increase in waste, and just try to grab the most convenient thing, and then when it's not convenient for you anymore, throw it out the door.
Whether it's for athletes or for the greater population, like you need to make it easy for them to be able to go and participate in these projects. So like there's lots of stuff at home, for example, that I can recycle but can't necessarily go in the recycle bin. So if I'm thinking about it, I can separate things out and take them off to different places to get recycled. That's not really easy. So it means that some people will do it, but a lot of people won't do it. And it's the same with clothes. And then also I was thinking, circling back to like just the team stuff, for example, when you get your Olympic uniform, like you're not just getting synthetic fiber clothes, but also they're usually coming in their own individual plastic bags. So there's lots and lots of plastic associated with even just getting the clothes in the first place as well. And yeah, that's something that I really noticed last year getting my Olympic stuff. It's just like you end up with basically a room full of soft plastic when you've tried to take all the clothes out of it, the plastic bags. And I think that's something that's a bit of low-hanging fruit to resolve.
how do we get that spark? How do we change that? Like, commercialism shouldn't just be brand new and boring and more stuff.
I think it's possible to make a bit of a pitch to suppliers on the basis that it's free good publicity for them to help facilitate a bit more sustainable end of life thing for at least elite sports apparel, and then that can be like a bit of a pilot that can hopefully be turned into something that extends to just the general public apparel as well.
We need less. We don't need much to be happy. And actually, what we already have is perfectly good in a lot of cases. So I think from a brand's point of view, what we're trying to do is encourage people to repair and encourage people to buy once, buy well, and really cherish what they have. And I think there's a lot of marketing out there is just about churn and box shifting. But I think if that can be flipped on its head to cherish what you have, look after it. And now might be a great time to do it, because certainly in the UK and Europe, we've got this cost of living crisis, which is pretty rampant right now and affecting a lot of people. And there's people out there saying, I can't afford to buy, quote unquote, sustainable clothing. I can barely afford to buy stuff at H&M or Primark. And that's fine. I think, buy what you can afford and then just really look after it.
I see like an XY axis. On the Y axis is stuff. Wanting stuff, being told we need stuff, being pushed stuff, and we get way up there. And then and the horizontal axis is experiences. And sports and athletes deliver experiences, deliver memories, deliver aha moments. Can you believe that? That's what athletes do. Now, also we're told, yeah, hey, you got to buy that jersey. And so it's like, it's not a full, either or thing by any stretch.
There's only two things to do on an individual level. One is to only buy what we love. So going from a place of love and joy and beauty and buying those things because we don't throw away things we love. And then the second is to get curious about not enoughness and being able to sit with that and be curious about that and be with the antsiness without going out and numbing it, without going out and scrolling screens and purchasing something on an impulse just because it makes us feel better for a second. And I am so still practicing that. I'm human, but this is where I have come to, like, what is the point where we can be with the discomfort? What is the point where I can be with the discomfort and just be with that? Because to be just with that sadness, and once you meet it, then it can turn into something else. Then it just, integrates. And normally when we're sad, retail therapy is real, right? We all know that. And I know that you as athletes, you can be with discomfort. You can be, with the monotony of like doing something over and over and over and over and practicing it again. And that's why I absolutely believe that this group is that wave that can and will inspire and empower others to step onto that path. So thank you so much.